Thanks for tuning in for Channel Maven TV. I'm Heather K. Margolis with Channel Maven Consulting, and if you want to reach me on Twitter, you can at Heather Margolis or Channel Maven. Today, I am joined by Sheila O'Neill. I am very proud to say, as of today, she is out joining our executive team as our VP of Channel Strategy. So welcome.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
Excellent. So again, Channel Maven TV, if you're on Twitter, please use the hashtag CMCtv. Today we're going to talk about why a channel. So we've had a lot of companies approach us recently that are mid-market or smaller, and they're deciding whether or not they should start a true channel program. What would you say to them?
Well, I think I would say, one, they probably started building their business direct, and then they're saying, we need to expand our reach, and how are we going to do that? And the perfect answer to that really is the channel. Mm-hmm. Because with the channel, you're reaching a number of different you're reaching more customers, mm-hmm. and that you won't be reaching through your own.
Right.
A lot of times if you have a or if you have a channel, then they end up being about 50 to 60% of your revenue. Right. So it can be substantial.
Well, and it also seems like if a customer works with a solution provider today, mm-hmm. they're only going to work with that solution provider.
Because they trust them, right. And that's who they're going to go to.
So if you want access to that customer, you have to have that solution provider
right.
on board.
Right. And a lot of times those partners have multiple sales reps, mm-hmm. so then they become an extension of your sales force.
Right.
And when you're not wanting to expand on that, it's a great answer to be able to bring in more sales and allow it to do it.
Absolutely. So what would you say to the executives? The executives are first of all going to say, why do I need to spend money mm-hmm. on something like this? What does that audience want to hear?
Well, that audience wants to hear what's going to be in it for us,
mm-hmm.
And the answer is it's going to be increased revenue.
Right.
It's going to be a extension or broader reach to the customer set, and really for the brand. Mm-hmm. It's going to extend the brand and grow the brand recognition as well. With that comes additional sales. It comes additional loyalty. The one other thing that if your product is most likely similar to something else, mm-hmm. and you've got competitors, if they're in the channel, they're already even a step ahead of you, right. But that there's going to be more loyalty happening on that end mm-hmm. than with their brand. And so I think it's really important to have both direct and indirect sales.
Right. So we've talked a little bit about why vendors should consider having a channel program. What happens if they don't? What's the downfall if they decide to just stay direct?
Well, if that's the case, they're going to most likely be sourcing product from someplace. And that means they're going to just sell the products. And mm-hmm. when that happens, you can run into troubles. One is you kind of start having a trend of selling based on spec and price,
right.
which never really...
Not solution.
It's not solution. It doesn't get you another sale after right. that. And it will affect the margins. Mm-hmm. So if there's no margins in the products, then no one's going to want to sell it. They'll right. sell something else. Right. And, there's a better chance of the support being a problem for your mm-hmm. customer, who ends up being the ultimate customer. Because
right.
if the names that's on that product is a big part of where they're going to go to if there's an issue.
Right.
And so that's not good either.
Right.
And the other thing is if you want to build your business, you're going to need to have a database of customers mm-hmm. or of partners, someone to promote your product.
Right.
And without that, you're not going to have much of a program or a database.
We always talk about the long tail. So if you've read Chris Anderson's book, The Long Tail, it's a bell curve that has this really long tail. It never sort of ends. That long tail is revenue that comes from partners, right. and it's incremental. It's smaller. Yep. Sometimes some of your partners can bring in a huge amount of revenue.
Right.
To your point, 50 to 60% of total revenue.
Mm-hmm.
But if you lop off that long tail and get rid of it, there's a lot of revenue that's being lost.
It's absolutely being lost without that revenue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining. Not that you have a choice, because now you're on the team. And thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, find me on Twitter at Heather Margolis or at Channel Maven. And you can actually find Sheila as well on Twitter, Sheila M. O'Neill. Again, if you're tweeting, please use hashtag CMCtv. Thanks so much.